I welcome you all for the lecture series in the course Manufacturing and Measurement Techniques. And today we have a beautiful topic. Let us start with empathize. The topic for the discussion is why bore dial is important and bore dial gauge, telescopic gauge, and applications. Here we have a cylinder or engine block where we have seen in our four-wheeler or cars as well as all the commercial vehicles. So this cylinder block is made up of using manufacturing method, that is casting. So here we have a cylinder wall and we have a deck surface, cylinder bore, water plugs for removing heat from the engines, and we have block mounts and a crankshaft housing, camshaft housing, water jacket, and this is the typical cylinder engine block. Uh, the cylinder wall is the area to be discussed today. So the diameter of this particular cylinder is being measured using what are the instruments we can say. We can measure it by vernier caliper, we can measure it by bore dial and some other instruments like CMM. So the precision of this particular cylinder diameter is very important across the length of the bore. So whenever we measure with the help of vernier caliper, so it is measured in the only in the part of the surface of the particular cylinder. But when we measure with the bore dial, so throughout the length it has to be measured. So that is why we go for this bore gauge. Let us explain or explore this bore gauge in depth. So it is a precise measuring instrument. It allows for necessary modifications. It is used for measuring internal diameters exclusively. This is a telescopic gauge, measures internal dimensions accurately. So it ensures precision in various projects like automobile as well as other manufacturing process. So the essential for accurate measurements is very important for this instrument. So bore gauge accuracy ranking, we have a dial bore gauge, we have 3-point bore gauge and 2-point bore gauge. So 3-point bore gauge touches at these 3 points. As the instrument is shown here, so we have 3 different points and we have a measuring display here. So when we plunge this particular instrument inside the bore, the contact surface is at the 3 points. Whenever the number of points increases, the accuracy of the measurement increases. So 2-point bore gauge is also there, and we have a dial bore gauge is also there. It provides fine measurements with the dial indicator. So bore gauge with the 3-point ranks number 1. So plunges contact bore surface as well as displacement transmitted is the area where it is to be measured, and dial indicator displays the deviation in the bore, and the precision measurements and adjustments are made to find out the bore. So whenever we come for engine cylinder bore assessment, it is evaluating the engine condition. That is very important. Inner diameter measurement, we are assessing pipe and sleeve dimensions, and the tolerance in machining, ensuring precision in manufacturing. Quality and functionality, we use achieved desired component performance. So when we come for this telescopic gauge, it is used for measuring internal bores indirectly. Expandable spring-loaded tips locks inside the bore. That is very important. When we insert the telescopic gauge inside, it locks with the diameter of the bore. Measurement taken using micrometer or vernier caliper after the bore gauge is being, telescopic gauge has been taken away. Which tool should be used for measuring internal bores, either micrometer or vernier caliper? No, it is a telescopic gauge. And applications of telescopic gauge is checking internal diameters of small to medium bores, suitable for locations where bore gauge cannot be used. Common in tool rooms, maintenance and inspection. Which gauge should be used for measuring internal diameters? That is telescopic gauge as well as bore gauge. So let us summarize the topic, that is bore gauge and telescopic gauge. We have general information on both the gauges. So book gauges will never measure. That is very important. It only shows whether the standard is up to the tolerance limit or not. And we have in the bore gauge, we saw what is bore gauge and what are the types of bore gauge. We have 3-point, 2-point as well as uh, bore dial gauge. And the working principle we have seen with the help of the diagram. The applications we have seen in the empathize part where the engine block or various sleeves are being measured. The same way telescopic gauge we have seen. So this is the assessment which instrument gives direct reading of bore size. So bore size is measured with the help of telescopic gauge. Telescopic gauge measurements is finalized using a micrometer. This is the two assessment that you should know. So this is the reference for the same. Thank you all for your patient listening. Thank you.